Hello and welcome to Lloyd South Lakes BMW. Today we have this M4 Competition M xDrive Coupe. This car is registered in July 2021 and is finished off in Toronto Red Metallic. Obviously this is the new G82 variant of the M4. Obviously the new front end and grille, which is obviously divided very much opinion. Because I do sort of more time I spend with these cars, the new M4 and the new M3. I do start liking actually this new front end more and more. Biggest thing for me actually, which I didn't realise at the time, it's a frameless kidney grille. So you can see the sort of slats there just sort of floating. You don't have the normal sort of surround you see from the previous cars. That's one of the biggest things I didn't notice until I actually saw the car in the flesh. Of course, with the number plate in place, it does sort of break that up. It's not as imposing as I think some of the first initial photos made it look. I do think it looks great in the Toronto Red Metallic. So we're going to run over the standard specification, some of the options of this car. Let's highlight some of the features on this latest vehicle. On the front, this car's got the BMW Laserlights. It's designated there with that blue glow, that blue indicator there. Obviously they've got the beautiful icon design as well. And then the indicators work on the outside section, on the outside corona ring there. With the Laserlights, got to double the sort of high beam capability of a traditional LED by LED light. Obviously these are full adaptive as well, so turn based on the steering wheel inputs, and also comes with the high beam assistance, so automatically dips and raises the main beam when approaching traffic and cars approaching you at night. Moving around, we've got the 826 M double spoke alloy wheel. It's got this full gloss black finish. Nice contrast against the Toronto Red. This car's also got the black brake caliper option as well, which ties in very nicely. And obviously we've got the staggered wheel setup now on the G82, so 19 inch at the front. We have 20 inch at the rear. Also got the lower gloss black sill as well. Runs up to that little M4 competition detail on the wing. Same with the mirror caps and the window surround. So just break up that Toronto Red. And obviously got the carbon fibre roof, which is synonymous now with the M3, M4 cars. Sun protection glass there is a standard now option on the M4 competition. So those tinted windows there on the rear of the car. And the rear window just helps give a bit of privacy of the vehicle and helps with some UV protection as well. With the very signature quad exhaust pipes there. A much bigger black diffuser. And the sort of lower elements around the sort of sides. It gives the car a very purposeful stance. This car also has the electric boot lid option, part of the comfort pack. Also operated with a key like I just done there. As the previous car, a very deep, useful capacity boot. Got that full 40-20-40 split way forward and rear seat arrangement there. And new levers up here on the left and right hand side. You can drop that down from the back. Also got a boost line in this, has been one of our demonstrators. It's got a boot protector in the back, just to help give a bit of protection for the rear of the vehicle. Moving on around, another option we've got is the Comfort Access. This is the latest system, so we've got a few different ways of operating it. As with previous cars, you come around, put your hand on the door handle, and it will unlock. There's a little sensor you can touch as well to lock the car afterwards. This also has the updated version, so as you approach the car from 3 meters away, it will welcome you with a welcome light. Lightens up this light curtain at night. Then from about 1.5 meters away, meter away, the car actually fully unlock, so it's very easy to get in. Once there's the keys on your person, and as you walk away, the same thing happens again, the car will lock and just keep the car secure. Inside we've got the full black merino extended leather, beautifully trimmed with these M4 seats, some lovely sort of nice lighter Alcantara grey touches there on the sides, that sort of runs through the centre part of the seat here, some lovely details there. And in one main option this side, on top of this, it's got the heated steering, which I'll show you before, and the rest is just standard specification. That's one thing we've seen with this latest generation of M4, a very high standard specification. So we do have these galvanic controls, full metal switch gear, which you've seen on the 7 Series as standard. The fabulous Harman Kardon multi-speaker hi-fi system, yet again as standard. Full electric memory folding, memory seats, lumbar support and side bolster support as well. See there as well, got the M stitching on the rear seat belts. Some lovely details, that perforation. Nice mount to the back as well, so it is a usable space in the rear. And the rear passengers also have their own climate control settings, so it's a full free zone system. And there's also 2 USB-C charge points down there as well for charging mobile devices. Said full electric seats there, adjustments down there, with the lumbar support as well as the side bolster. Stepping into the car, also got the full BMW Live Cockpit Professional, full digital display there, fully configurable. Also got some driving information here, obviously for the presets for the vehicle. Head display as well as now standard. It's going to focus, and obviously with speed limit display you can see there indicating on the left hand side. Obviously head-up display is glorious, just gives you the relevant information as and when you need to see it. So with turn-by-turn navigational information, incoming call, changing radio stations, anything like that, just protecting your windscreen, so your eyes are focused ahead of you. A lot less time on a long journey as well, and a lot safer. It's running the BMW OS 7 operating system. Very configurable again, like a lot of our cars nowadays. This can be set up to these different widgets to give the information that's relevant to you that you want to see at any one point. And these can be moved around, changed from anything from 2 bits to 4 bits of information. Also got the full BMW radio system, got full Spotify connectivity as well. So if you've got a Spotify premium account, you can directly link that into the system, and that will basically give you a direct integration into your Spotify premium account. Gesture control as well, completely standard now on these cars. Obviously all the different setup menus there, obviously the M menu as well, so you can configure your M1, M2 buttons. You can also configure things like your head-up display, your instrument cluster as well, and obviously you've got the full drift analyzer as well. So one of the big things we've seen with this vehicle, obviously it's running the new xDrive system in this variant. Going into it, you've got all the different configurations as we saw before with the engines, transmission, chassis, steering. We've got brake now as well, so you can change the brake pedal feel, more direct response there, or more comfortable response. So you have the full DSC option, full MDM as we've seen before, so it's also the M dynamic mode, so you can turn DSC off. Fully configurable forward drive system from forward drive system on. You can then have forward drive sport, which is a more rear bias system, more power to the rears, and then a full two-wheel drive system, so decouples the front axle. And then with that, you've got the full M traction control, so a 10-stage traction control system there to really dial in, sort of slit the rear wheels, whether you want to do some sort of drifting or just get to the best traction you can out the corners. And then configure things like the start-stop system, the exhaust pipe sound. It's just endless. So massively configurable now, even more so than any of the cars we've ever seen before. Obviously you've got the beautiful red M1 and M2 buttons here. And then you have a steering wheel, so obviously you can configure those two settings. Two different settings. Obviously the default mode you can see here starts with an efficient, comfort, comfort and comfort. And obviously you can program your 2 different modes for 2 different usage. Moving on down, it's got the dual zone climate control. Freeway heated front seats for both front passengers. And the usual BMW, the favourite buttons there, and volume controls. Beautifully finished in here, this carbon fibre finish, nice pearl chrome finisher there. Cup holders and USB-C charge point there. There's also the comfort access pad there, where you can basically start the car with your phone. If you want to use your phone as a digital key, basically you place your phone in there, you don't actually have the key on you. You actually access the vehicle and start the car up. Got the new M gear lever as well, obviously with the gearbox settings there. Usual start-stop features. Got the full M mode. It's just a new thing we've seen on this generation of M4. So it changes the display. Head-up display also goes to the full rev counter and gear choice there, gear selector. I said to give you a much more minimal main display as well. Takes away some of the clutter of the dashboard. Just a bit more focused. Also got on the center console here, you've got obviously the setup buttons, so quick access to the main setup menu for the different M modes. Obviously the Competition Exports, so also you can tone down a bit. Obviously the usual auto handbrake, and also the fabulous BMW iDrive dial there as well. So using the galvanic buttons as well there on that center sort of climate control settings. as you saw on the door cards as well. It's got the front and rear parking sensors and reversing camera as well, standard. Moving up the steering wheel, see the cruise control settings on the left as we used to, and all the audio options on the right. I mentioned we've also got the heated steering wheel here as well. Something else which has been redevised, got these beautiful new paddle shifters here, much bigger than the previous system. Lovely sort of texture to the back of them as well, as carbon fibre effect, nice little red indicator there for the plus and the minus for the gear selector. Much more easy to grab, certainly when you're being a bit more spirited driving. Just a lovely feel to those as well. Obviously these big change as well, it's no longer do have the 7-speed DCT gearbox, we're now running the 8-speed ZF gearbox, obviously with this xDrive system. Maybe not as ferocious and as quick changing as the 7-speed, or as energetic at times, but certainly to live with as a day-to-day basis. A phenomenal gearbox, much easier than the previous generation actually. As we'd have, like, we've got the previous generation M4 and San Marino Blue there. You can see, and obviously that does run that DCT gearbox. So very quick, very punchy, but when it was cold, it was a pig to live with. And this new the 8-speed ZF, which we obviously first saw in the M5 for the M cars, just a joy to live with on a day-to-day basis. And in the real world, very hard to tell the difference in sort of that speed, that gear change speed. As I said, lots to talk about this latest generation M4, so I hope this video has been of use. Lots of great standard specification we've seen as well BMW introduced with this car, and obviously with the glorious twin turbocharged inline 6-cylinder engine. It's that 510 brake horsepower. Claim 3.5, 0 to 60, but we have seen a lot of people getting a lot quicker than that. So we've seen some sub 3 seconds as well. Obviously this traction control system does learn as you use it as well, so it does get better and better every time you use it. Anyway, I hope this video has been of use. If you'd like any more information on this car, any more detailed videos, please do get in contact. One of our sales executives will be more than happy to help.